Brendan Bobo with his first hit. That one's popped up. Third base sign, that is Michael Quinones with that. A little foul ball pop out. There's one away. Brendan Bobo with a little slow roll over to the second baseman up the middle. A great play up the middle by Infante, but just couldn't get a hold of it. So Brendan Bobo over on first. Sorry for that little delay. They shut the Wi-Fi off that I was on. And now hopefully I'm on a more private Wi-Fi here. But they did completely shut it off. So that's the apology there for the break in the action. We're back here on Yalls.
pretty close with them.
Gently, gently.
They'd always come up on Christmas.
They have sad deal, man.
Asher D. Hand it down that. Honey, you gotta get that hand out of your mouth. Asher D. Boys. Boys, pass that down to Asher D. Pass that to Asher D. Apple. Pass it to Braden. Yeah, most parents send them up here for a month. It's literally like, what?
I've seen back seats.
Not at all.
No?
I like this idea. I don't.
Finley had a pack of pickles in the trunk and ate them all year.
We're gonna suck. We got sucked. And you, my God, what are they doing here?
This is great. We don't know where we're going to water. Look at that, sweetie.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hope everyone can hear me. Yalls in between innings right now. It's a 2-0 ball game. Washington Wild Things on top. Don't know what happened and what made that drop for a little bit, but obviously you guys could not hear the last half of the inning. This is all stuff that doesn't need to happen during the actual season. We will have Home Team Network up and running. Don't even got to worry about this radio stream. Everyone's going to have a 5-camera stream. It's going to be phenomenal. Hello, Melissa Hinkle. Great to hear you guys, and glad that you guys can hear me as well. So y'all's down 2-0. I'll recap it for you. Eli Magic did get 2 outs. He had runners on first and second, and then a 2-run triple into deep right center field that Hector Nieves couldn't get a hold of. Put the Wild Things up 2-0. So we are back here in the top half of the 3rd inning. And we'll start it off with Hector Nieves looking to make it up in the lefty batter's box. It's a 1-0 count to him. Still Reggie Grace out there. 1-0 misses outside, a 2-0 count. Y'all's got just 1 hit so far. Brendan Bobo with a slow roller up the middle that he was able to beat out. 2-0 in there for a strike. Nieves just 21 years old. Comes highly regarded to the Florence Yalls. He was drafted by the Houston Astros at the age of 17. 2-1, skies it out towards left center field. It's well hit, sends Lagrange back in front of the warning track. He makes the grab, and there's one away. Eddie Javier Jr. will step up to the plate. Eddie Javier with a nice play over at short to end the inning. Showed a little bit of pop at Thomas More Stadium in that exhibition game number 1. Launched one off the scoreboard. And now this is all news to you guys. You guys, if you weren't at the game, you would have had no idea. But Eddie Javier solo shot, I think in like the 4th inning, launched one off the scoreboard. And when I asked the coaches about it after, they didn't know he had that type of pop. They knew he could hit, and that one's poked down the right field line, trending foul, and it ends up over near the bullpen. An 0-2 count to Javier Jr. But obviously, he does contain enough pop to hit it on top of the Thomas More scoreboard. Javier just finished his collegiate career in 2024 and then went over to the California Winter League. And that's where the Yalls found him. Javier comes from Point Park, where he hit .342 in his senior season. I know he is probably figuring to be the Yalls starting shortstop. 0-2 pitch, ground ball. That's what he's hoping for. I'm sure he could poke around maybe to second base. In this competition camp, gotta assume he's fighting with Nieves and Atiles for that spot. The Yalls are trying to fill in just 2 offensive starter spots that were vacated this past offseason. The losses of Brian Fuentes, traded him to the Legends, and then Ed Johnson retiring. But the other 7 starters did return, so there's only 2 spots really open. Shortstop and third. Here's the 1-2. That one's punched out towards left field. Another fly ball to left field. Lagrange tracking in a similar spot, about 5 feet in front of the warning track, and makes the grab. Now 2 away. The last 3 outs have been fly balls to left field. Atiles, Nieves, and Javier. Go figure. 3 people fighting for that spot with flyouts to all similar spots. We'll circle back to the top of the order. Blaise O'Saban struck out swinging his last time around. Yalls down 2-0 here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Off speed, beautifully placed in there for a strike. An 0-1 count. Sideways windup, the 0-1 pitch misses outside, 1-1. Reggie Grace still out on the mound. He's been through a clean 2 innings of work. In these exhibition games, you don't figure that the starters or any relievers, you know, they're not in their usual counts or anything like that, so Reggie Grace might probably be his last inning here. Ground ball over to the shortstop. Wilder corrals it, throw on to first is in time, and that will end the inning. The Yalls go down 1-2-3 again. They've been scoreless through 3. We'll head to the bottom half of the third. Yalls down 2-0 here on Yalls Baseball Network. Back here in the bottom half of the third inning, the Yalls trail 2-0 to the Washington Wild Things. Eli Magic still out on the mound for the Yalls. I'm sure it's probably his last inning. Sean Gamlin only went 3 in exhibition game number 1. It's Caden Morton at the plate who takes a big hack at the first pitch. Quickly down 0-1. 2 runs came on a 2-run triple from Sammy Infante just last inning. The 0-1 misses just a little bit inside. Don't know the pitch mix from Magic yet. Looks like he's definitely got a sweeping slider. And that fastball can cut it in sometimes. And he's standing on the first base side of the rubber. Shown bunt, pulls back. It's a 2-1 count. Brand new turf here at EQT Park. Obviously a brand new name here as well for the Wild Things. New stadium rights sold this past offseason, and then a new turf that I could tell you, it's pretty thick. 2-1 misses inside. Thick enough to where when I first stepped on it, I was like, wow, like my shoe's actually going into it. And you don't see that often on artificial turf surfaces. I haven't stepped on too many brand new artificial turf surfaces, so I don't know if it's just some wear and tear that usually pads it down, or maybe they just haven't added all the rubber pellets that you can see at Thomas More Stadium. I see a mass of bags of pellets out in left field. So they still got to do some of them at least. There's a walk to Caden Morton, runner on first with nobody out. We circle back to the top of the order for Caleb McNeely. He grounded out to third to start the ball game. Again, the Wild Things are batting 10. First pitch in there for a strike, catches the bottom of the zone. Glad we can get some baseball for our Florence faithful. I know I was as disappointed as you guys. I recorded the game on the stream. I know Home Team Network just didn't actually put it out there. They put us on a private network. They want to get reps just as much as we do. So Home Team Network was able to, produce the game still, just wasn't available for fans to see. Obviously here on the road, wanted to make sure I got you guys something. So we go to old style with a radio stream. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove. There's strikeout number 1 for Eli Magic. And there's one away here in the third. No Teddimer trivia until we are fully into the season. Plus, I also didn't know if we were going to be able to stream it to any fans. I didn't know if anyone would be listening. But we will see a return to Teddimer trivia, always in the top half of the third inning. Pickoff attempt, nothing going over at first. One away for the lefty, Jeff LaCory. He flied out to left field his last time around. Yalls down 2-0. The bottom half of the third inning. Magic working from the stretch. Runner takes off. That one misses outside, and Gutierrez can't corral it. Stolen base for Caden Morton. He moves over into scoring position with just one away. It was actually a well-placed pitch for a pitch out. Just in and out of the glove of Sergio Gutierrez. Morton slow to get up. And here comes the athletic trainer for the Washington Wild Things. In case you missed it, let's take a look at our defensive alignment for the Florence Yalls. Steven Hrustich out in left field, Hector Nieves in center, Brendan Bobo over in right. In the infield from third to first, it's Armani Smith at the hot corner, Eddie Javier Jr. over at short, Luis Atiles at second, Dalton Davis at first, and Sergio Gutierrez behind the dish. Eli Magic, the southpaw, out on the mound. Cincinnati, Ohio native. Resuming play here at EQT Park. Runner on second, one out. Ground ball, slow roller, foul down the first base line. A 1-1 count to Jeff LaCory. Nobody warming up in the Yalls pen. I'm sure they'll let Magic just finish out the inning, regardless of what happens. Pickoff attempt. Nothing going over at second, but a timed maneuver there from Magic and Javier. We used to call that play daylight, where it's usually a communication between the pitcher, catcher, and shortstop. Shortstop all of a sudden breaks and times up a pitcher move. Here comes the 1-1. Sends it out towards left field. In comes Hrustich, who makes the grab, and way off the bag was Caden Morton. They'll double him up at second and end the inning. I don't know where he was going or if he forgot how many outs there were, but not even a chance to get back. Untraditional 1-2-3 for Eli Magic. That might do it for his Florence Yalls debut. The Yalls trail 2-0 as we head to the top half of the fourth. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Steven Hrustich leads us off in the top half of the fourth inning. Yalls down 2-0. Hrustich, Armani Smith, and Brendan Bobo. 2 up for the Yalls. That's the 2-3-4 for Florence. Yalls sending out 6 new names for you guys to start to learn today. So not the traditional lineup that you would see. Like I said before, 7 of the 9 starters offensively are returning this season. So a lot of names that you'll be familiar with, and then some new ones that you'll have to learn. That one's skied down the first base line in foul territory. Check. Working towards the bullpen, makes the grab, and there's one away. Brings up Armani Smith, grounded out to short his last time around. New pitcher out on the mound is Tyler Worley. So the day is done for Reggie Grace. Those 3 innings of shutout baseball, allows just 1 hit, picks up a strikeout with no walks. Tyler Worley will step in out of Bradner, Ohio. Spent time with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the high A affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers last year. First pitch in there for a strike. 6'3", 220 pounds for Worley. Acquired April 1st of 2025 for this Washington roster. 0-1, fouled away, 0-2. Florence got the win over the Wild Things on Tuesday, an 11-5 victory in exhibition game number 1. That saw Zade Richardson grand slam and then a 5-run 4th inning right behind it. A lot of walks in those innings, dealt by Ivan Oviedo. 0-2 fouled away, Armani Smith stays alive. Smith comes highly regarded from the San Francisco Giants organization. Armani Smith, 6'2", 215 pounds, out of Walnut Creek, California. Spent time last year with the Milwaukee Milkmen of the American Association. Fastball dots up the outside part of the plate, but misses just by a hair. It's a 1-2 count. Worley, a sideways windup from the first base side of the rubber. The kick, the 1-2 pitch. Sends it high towards left field. Plenty of room for Lagrange. Coming in on it and is settled underneath. Makes the grab. 2 away. Brendan Bobo will step up to the plate. He has the only Yalls hit. In fact, he's the only Yalls runner to reach base so far. It was a slow roller up the middle. Infante actually made a diving play on it, but Bobo and his wheels out of the lefty box were too much for him. So was able to squeak in an infield hit. First pitch to him, fouls it away down the third base line. That's something about these games that you got to look out for. You know, these are just kids. They are, elementary, middle school students, just here to have a good time and, are just happy to be away from the classrooms. This is just an everyday, field trip for them. And so you don't know if they actually care about baseball or not. So some of them don't know that you have to be, aware of foul balls at all times. And you can't really let your head down for any moment, or else a foul ball might be right next to you. Or could hit you. 2-1 count to Bobo. Base is empty, 2 away. Yalls trail 2-0. The kick, the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it away, 2-2. I always found Washington Wild Things as an interesting ballpark. It's not traditional like Florence will to have the concourse for fans to go. The concourse and all their stuff, it's down the lines, and then I believe there's stuff even beneath the bleachers or behind us. But it is still a beautiful park right off the highway. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss at the high cheddar. The Yalls go down in order. We head to the bottom half of the fourth. They're still looking to come back from a 2-0 deficit. New pitcher coming out. We'll have more news on him when we return here on Yalls Baseball Network. New pitcher into the game here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Always brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. With a new wing coming into the game, pick up the best wings in the tri-state area. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's always fresh, never frozen. New wing is the righty, Blake Loubier, making his return to the Florence Yalls. First time out on the mound in an exhibition game. Loubier set to face off against Tyreek Reed, Andrew Check, and Wagner LaGrange. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. Loubier, a returner to this Florence Yalls rotation. Started game number 2 of the 2024 season against Quebec. Then I believe in that game he got injured, or maybe it was a start after that. That one's in there for a strike. Was on the IL for a little bit, came back, had a little control issues, and then spent the whole season with Florence. Just was either injured or on the inactive list. But he's looking to come back here, earn his spot after an offseason of work. I know I've spoke to him. He feels refreshed. He feels ready to go. You know, he was able to coach with Oviedo High School back in Oviedo, Florida this year. I know he won I believe he won a championship. I'd actually have to ask that again. There were some talks about a championship, or maybe the first division title or something like that. Either way, I know he's excited to be back and earn that spot this year. I don't know if that's in a rotation or maybe in the bullpen. Now misses downstairs, a 2-2 count. Tyreek Reed grounded out to second his last time up. But as long as Blake Loubier can, you know, show some control, he's got electric stuff. 2-2. Skied down the first baseline, but well foul. That'll find its way over to the Pepsi party deck here at EQT Park. I can see his slider right now. I mean, it looks tight. Fastball. Maybe sits mid-90s. Low to mid-90s there on the fastball. That'll do a job here in the Frontier League. Here comes the 2-2. Ground ball up the middle, off his leg, and that'll bounce over into foul territory. Loubier gets that right off the ankle. He is walking around. He seems fine. Yalls athletic trainer Alan Chase going to go look at him regardless. That's a tough one, and there's nothing you could do. That'll go down as an infield single for Tyreek Reed. Just shoots it up the middle and finds himself over at first base. the ball kicked all the way into foul territory down the third base line. So no one was ready for that. No one was over there. Leadoff runner aboard. Andrew Check steps up to the plate. He got the second inning started with a walk and came in to score on that 2-run triple from Sammy Infante. I don't think he saw a strike in that at-bat against Magic. Ground ball, one hopper. Luis Atiles can't grab it over at second, off his glove, and trickles into right field. Reed will go from first to third, and they're going to call it an infield single. So back-to-back singles, runners at the corners now with nobody out. Atiles probably should have had that off his glove. Went down, kind of like a slide, more just towards a knee. It's a play that usually could be made to a 4-6-3 double play. You get that, it's a totally different outing here for Loubier. Now he's got to face some trouble with nobody out. Working from the stretch, the first pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Javier has it, flips a second one. Relay to first is in time. 6-4-3. A run does come in to score, so they do a job. But I think Florence is happy to trade 2 for 1. 3-0 Wild Things lead here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. So now it's the second time that Loubier probably has spun a double play ball there. Just one of them was able to be fielded and one wasn't. First pitch in there for a strike, 2 outs to the lefty Tommy Caulfield. Bases empty, all straight up defensively. Loubier back to a sideways windup on the first base side of the rubber. 0-1, big swing and a miss. Loubier comes set with a glove right in front of the chest. The 0-2, way upstairs, 1-2. Might have tried to get a high fastball there. Not a bad idea. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, sends it out towards center field. Nieves working towards the gap, a little misread, but he still has it. And that will end the inning. A run comes across, but a relatively quick inning there from Blake Loubier. Wild Things take a 3-0 lead into the top half of the fifth. Yalls looking for their first run on the board. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Top half of the 5th inning. Michael Quinones up at the plate for the Florence Yalls. First pitch misses inside. New pitcher out on the mound. It's the lefty Edouard Polomir. Yalls actually saw him on Tuesday in exhibition game number 1. Pitching again here for the Washington Wild Things. That one misses outside. Quinones popped out in third base territory, in foul territory, in his first at bat. 2-0. Fastball misses upstairs. 3-0 count to Quinones. The 3-0. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. Lefty-lefty battle here. Straight up defense for the Wild Things. Yalls trail 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. The 3-1 fouls it away down the third base line. Beautiful day out here at EQT Park. Slightly cloudy, but the sun's shining on all of us. Weather, I'd say, around maybe 70 degrees. Payoff pitch. Ground ball, two-hopper over to the second baseman. Infante has it. Throw on a first is in time. 4-3 on the put out of Quinones. Yalls looking for their first hit ever since the 2nd inning, and their only 2nd hit today. They've only had one base runner, and that was Brendan Bobo. Brings up Sergio Gutierrez, the switch-hitting catcher. Now taking reps from the right side of the dish. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. Gutierrez flied out to right field his last time up. 1-0. Misses inside, 2-0. Pitch misses outside, 3-0. Active crowd on hand. Looks like they have a little different system for getting these kids some lunches. That one's in there for a strike. The Yalls had each school go up to a station individually at a specific time, and wait in line, get your food. Looks like that Washington is having the teachers deliver a box. That one's punched out over to the first baseman. The bat comes out of the hand of Gutierrez. Doesn't matter. It's a pop out in foul territory. And there's 2 away. Something you don't see every day. Brings up Luis Atiles, flying out to left field his last time up. But yeah, so it looks like the teachers are bringing down a box of, looks like hot dogs, chips, maybe some waters, but then just bringing it to their section. Oh, misses downstairs. Keeps the kids in the seats. Here's the 1-0. Misses downstairs again, 2-0. Both Quinones and Gutierrez started off with 3-0 counts and were both put away. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss there from Atiles. Now Atiles in this competition camp, I've seen 2 home runs from him. A broken bat home run, which is incredible, and then a moonshot off the scoreboard. So he's showed a lot of pop. 2-1, sends it out down the right field line. That'll drop in for a base hit. A little inside-out piece of hitting there from Atiles. He gets the Yalls' second hit on the board and keeps this inning going. A 2-out single. That'll bring up Hector Nieves. Atiles, he comes from the New England Knockouts, who have now rebranded to the Brockton Rocks. So he played in the Frontier League last year. So he's familiar with a lot of these teams. He's taking a stab here over at Florence. I know he worked well with Zade Richardson, the Yalls catcher, first baseman, DH, the face of the Yalls. And I believe they worked a lot over in the offseason. and I believe it was with Team Nicaragua. So I think Luis Atiles helped him get on that team. Obviously, if you were paying attention to the Yalls social media, you saw that Zaid was throwing out runners left and right from behind the plate. That one misses outside. 2-0 count to Hector Nieves. So that's where that connection comes from, Atiles and Richardson. I believe it was Team Nicaragua. That was a great experience for Zaid. He was telling me all about playing against D.D. Gregorius, obviously a Philadelphia Philly at one time, my favorite team. Yeah, my second favorite team. Florence Yalls are the favorite, right? Little meeting on the mound here. Now we're back and ready for some baseball. Lefty-lefty battle, Nieves against Palomir. Runner on first and 2 outs and a 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch. Grounds it softly over to the second baseman, Infante. Goes over to first. Long extension for check, but able to get back to the bag. And that will end the inning. A 2-out single from Atiles is all the Yalls will see. They're still down 3-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fifth. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Blake Lubier back out on the mound for the Florence Yalls. Yalls trail 3-0 here at EQT Park against the Washington Wild Things. Lubier looking for his second inning of work, allowed just the 1 run in the 4th. Probably could have got out of it. Some tough plays to be made there. One was a rocket off his leg he stood no chance at, and then another one was a hard hit ball to Atiles, but it did bounce off his glove. It's an 0-1 count here to Ethan Wilder. Wilder, Infante, Hernandez due up for the Wild Things. Fastball in there for a strike 0-2. If Blake Lubier has all of his control in control, he's a hard person to overlook. If you're trying to make a decision here as Chad Rhodes for who he wants in his bullpen, or maybe even a spot start. At 6'5", obviously the Red Sox saw something in him, drafting him. So if he has it all under control, you know he's got some potential. He's got some raw material there. A good slider, good fastball. It's a tough person to overlook to try and make the roster. 2-2, misses upstairs. Full count. And maybe it is. Maybe he is suited for the bullpen. Now, if he can control it all just for one inning, that's a lot of promise there. Full count. That one sawed down the right field line, will drop in for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Brendan Bobo chasing. He'll get it in the corner, already on his way to second. Wilder, he'll stop there. And a leadoff double from Ethan Wilder. Second time on base today for Wilder. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Came in to score on that 2-run triple from the man coming to the plate, and Sammy Infante. Fourth hit of the day for the Wild Things. Blake Loubier now working from the stretch with a runner on second and nobody out. Here comes the first pitch. Punches it out towards right field. Bobo working towards the line, now coming in, and he makes the grab underhand. Long throw to first for a tagging Wilder. It's not in time. Long throw to third, actually. So he moves over. Just 90 feet away now. With one out, it brings up Jomar Hernandez. Grounded out to shortstop his last time up. I doubt the Yalls bring the infield in exhibition play. But maybe if they want to try out Eddie Javier and Armani Smith trying to get anyone's attention in the dugout. No, they'll stay back. So a ground ball in play would score a run. Fastball misses upstairs, a 1-0 count to Jomar Hernandez, the catcher today. And now they're starting to come in halfway. 1-0, fouls it away, 1-1. Atiles and Javier up the middle, halfway. They're in between the base paths. Dalton Davis over at first. Pinched in a little bit, and then Armani Smith just off the green turf tread. Here comes the 1-1. Misses upstairs, 2-1. Yalls trail 3-0. Blake Loubier trying to keep it there. You can hear the kids getting into it, stomping on these bleachers. 2-1, misses upstairs. 3-1. You know, if you do walk them, you put yourself in a good position for a double play, obviously, get yourself out of the inning. 3-1, swing and a miss, 3-2. Now a full count here. From the stretch, takes a look over at third. Here comes the payoff pitch, fouls it away, we'll do it again. Loubier still working from the first base side of the rubber. As is signed from Gutierrez, comes set in the stretch with the glove right at the belt. Payoff pitch, ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Past the diving Atiles, that'll bring in a run, an RBI single from Jomar Hernandez. 4-0, Wild Things lead. Chad Rhodes going to come out, and they're going to go to the pen. I never saw anyone warm up. But they'll make the call. Looks like Dalton Barham is coming in. That'll do it for Blake Loubier. He goes an inning and a third, allowing 2 runs still on tap for the runner over at first. We'll be right back here with the new pitching change as we return to EQT Park. Yalls down 4-0. Back here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Wild things up 4-0 over the Florence Yalls. New pitcher out of the mound is the lefty Dalton Barham. His first time out in exhibition play. That one misses upstairs. A runner on first and 1 away to the bottom of the order in Caden Morton. Dalton Barham, 6'4", 180 pounds, out of Norfolk, Virginia. Went to Norfolk State. Swing and a miss there, 1-1. Caden Morton up at the plate. Walked his last time around, stranded over at second. 1-1 misses outside. Let's take a look at Dalton Barham's stats here at Norfolk State. Spent 4 years there. Was with the Peninsula Pilots of the Coastal Plains League for 2 seasons as well. Over 4 collegiate seasons, a 9-25 record, a 6.89 ERA. As that one's fouled away and looks like it catches Sergio Gutierrez. So he started a lot of games in college ball. 41 starts across 52 games pitched, 233 innings. Got a lot of innings in. Senior season at Norfolk, a 5.86 ERA. Commonly, what you want to look at for any Florence Yalls pitcher, if they come in, they probably have good strikeouts to walk numbers. And I would say that Barham definitely fits that. 82 strikeouts across just 42 walks. So he strikes out more than he walks batters, which is always the recipe to success. Across all of his collegiate career, 220 strikeouts to 132 walks. So a very good walk to strikeout ratio. 2-2 misses outside, a full count now. For every strikeout in collegiate ball he had, it was 1.67 strikeouts to walks. It's pretty good. Almost 2 strikeouts per walk. You would take that. It was very good at Peninsula, a 3.67 strikeout to walk ratio. Trying to get out of this jam here with a runner on first and 1 away. Payoff pitch, punched out into shallow center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Turning from second to going to third is Jamer Hernandez. He's in there without a throw. Runners at the corners now after a single from Caden Morton. Double play still gets you out of this. It brings up Kayla McNeely. Brett Roberts going to pinch hit here for Caleb McNeely. So McNeely just 2 at-bats today. Went 0 for 2, ground out to third and a strikeout. 1-0. Misses downstairs 2-0. Pitch misses inside 3-0. I would say the way to get on this ball club, if you're a pitcher, it's a tough spot. 20 pitchers coming to camp. That one's roped down the third base line, but foul. 3-1. It's tough. 20 pitchers coming to camp, and you need to keep 12. However, so that's already 8 cuts. In that 12, there's going to be 5 starters and 7 relievers. Now, usually you're fighting for those relief spots because the starters, they're kind of planned. Runner takes off. That one's fouled away. He'll have to retreat. So what you would want to do is basically, regardless if they hit it, just throw strikes. That would be the immediate way onto the good side of Chad Rhodes. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's told me is I'm looking for guys that are going to throw strikes. Now, so if I was a pitcher, I would just come in and, hope to hammer strikes. If they hit it, I guess then you don't have good enough stuff or whatever. But at least you went in there and you threw strikes. That'd be my advice to everyone. That one's sent out high and deep towards left field. That sends Hrustich back at the wall. It's gone. 3-run homer for Brett Roberts. A pinch hit home run. That blows this game open. It's now 7-0. Washington. That'll complete the line for Blake Lubier. Lubier goes an inning and a third, 4 hits, allows 3 runs. Allows 4 runs. Yeah, just the 3 runs. All earned, no walks, no strikeouts. Now Barham on tap for 2 of those runs. There's a 4-run 5th inning. Brings up Jeff LaCory. It's 1-0. Or 1-0. It's 7-0. Barham, the lefty, working from the third base side of the rubber. 2-0, softly tapped over to Luis Atiles at second. Corrals it, throw on to first, is in time. There's 2 away. That brings up Tyreek Reed. Tyreek Reed is 1 for 2 today. Singled and scored back in the 4th inning. The 1-0 pitch, fouled away, 1-1. Barham was starting games in 2021 as a freshman. Still pitched 39 2/3. That one's roped out towards right field. Bobo comes in on it and makes the grab. And that will end the inning. 4 runs come across. A big blast, a 3-run blast from Brett Roberts blows this game open. It's a 7-0 Wild Things lead. We'll be right back here for the top of the 6th here on Yalls Baseball Network. Top half of the 6th inning, Eddie Javier leads us off. Yalls down 7-0, 9-1-2 due up. Javier, O'Sabin, Harustich. First pitch to Javier, an off speed in there for a strike. New pitcher out on the mound is Jacob McCaskey. McCaskey, right-handed pitcher out of Tarentum, Pennsylvania. Played with the Northern Colorado Owls of the Pioneer League last year. 6 foot, 210 pounds. It's an 0-2 count to the shortstop, Javier. 0-2 pitch. Slider misses outside. Javier lays off at 1-2. Still the pitch for the Yalls is Ty Good and Darian Williams. And then Zane Robbins is here as well. I know they're hoping that Zane is kind of just the emergency guy and then he could pitch tomorrow in Evansville. But we'll see. The 1-2. Ground ball, 2-hopper over to the third baseman, Caulfield. Throw on to first is in time. 5-3 on the put out of Javier. Brings up Blaze O'Sabin, who's 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging back in the first and grounded out to short his last time up. McCaskey works from the stretch with the bases empty. First pitch to O'Sabin, fastball in there for a strike right down Broadway. There's one away with the bases empty for the speedster O'Sabin. Yalls trail 7-0. Yalls have just 2 hits. 0-1, off speed in there for a strike. Brendan Bobo and Luis Atiles, both with singles, never made it past first base. The 0-2 misses way outside, 1-2. Some more action already warming up in the Washington Wild Things pen. Looks like they're just going the 3 from Reggie Grace, and then every reliever after that just an inning. 1-2, two-hopper over to the first baseman, Check, who just tags first himself, and now 2 away. 3 unassisted on the put-out of O'Sabin. That'll bring up Steven Hrustich. 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a pop out to first. First pitch misses outside. It's 1-0.
That was really helpful. I never had it happen. Like, oh, this is perfect. You're gonna go in.
2 away with the bases empty. 1-0 pitch. Check swing, doesn't go around. 1-1. A lot of school buses here today. I mean, at least 20 school buses here. 2-0, fouls it straight back, 2-1. McCaskey from the stretch glove of the belt, 2-1 pitch. Sent out, shallow right field. In comes LaCorey, out goes Infante. LaCorey calls him off, and that will end the inning. Yalls go down 1-2-3. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. They trail 7-0. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Yalls trail 7-0 to the Washington Wild Things. Andrew Check will lead us off. Still Dalton Barham out on the mound. Lefty-lefty battle here. First pitch fouled away. 0-1 count to Andrew Check, the big lefty. That one misses outside. Dalton Barham allowed the 3-run homer from Brett Roberts. That was the big punisher in the 5th. 2 of those counted towards him. The other 2 to Blake Lubier. That one's in there for a strike 1-2. The extra bases have hurt the Yalls so far. Triple, double, and the home run have all scored runs. From the windup, the 2-2. Ground ball right side over to Luis Atiles, who corrals it. Throw on to first is in time. Actually, that looks like Eddie Javier, so he switched spots with Luis Atiles. And now just let me look around. I think we got a bunch of defensive changes. Hrustic still out in left field, but Blaze O'Saban takes over in center. Brendan Bobo still over in right. Armani Smith will move from third to first. Eddie Javier goes over to second. Luis Atiles goes over to short. And Hector Nieves goes over to third. Michael Quinones enters behind the plate. You know what? That actually might be Sean Lynch. Yeah, that is Sean Lynch. So Lynch is the only one that actually enters the game. 1-1. Misses downstairs. 2-1. One away with the bases empty. There comes a 2-1 pitch. Sends it out towards shallow center field. In comes O'Saban, who goes to his knees and can't make the grab. Misread that one. I didn't think he thought he had a chance, and then all of a sudden it was right on him. Everyone is actually pleading here that O'Saban did catch that. First base umpire was the one that said that he was safe, or that it hit the ground. It's nothing they'll be able to do. So runner on first with one out. That'll go down as a single for Wagner Lagrange. Brings up Tommy Caulfield, who's 0 for 2. Ty Good warming up in the Yalls bullpen. 1-0, misses downstairs. 2-0. Hard hit into center field. It drops in for a base hit. Everyone moves a base. That was a nice line drive there from Tommy Caulfield. Well struck. Brings up Ethan Wilder, who has scored in both plate appearances, a double and a hit by pitch. 2 on with 1 away. That one misses upstairs, a 1-0 count. Coach O'Saban chimes in the message board. Sorry, I just got back into the stream there, so I didn't see that. Good to have Blaze's dad here. He said, it's good to hear some Yalls and Rory on a Thursday morning. I agree. It's good to watch the Yalls here on a Thursday morning. Here comes the 1-1. Misses downstairs, 2-1. We've had some good action here on the stream. A lot of people tuning in. I'm sure I probably could have had a Teddimer trivia. Would have been able to get some activity. 2-1, fouled away, 2-2. Yalls trail 7-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. All about reps here. You don't care too much about the score in an exhibition game. 2-2, ground ball, left side, made by Atiles, backhand, long throw to first, not in time. An infield single, everybody's safe, bases loaded now with 1 away. Back-to-back-to-back singles off of Dalton Barham here. That'll bring up Sammy Infante, who had a 2-run triple his first time up. He's 1 for 2 today. Barham will go back to the windup with the bases loaded. First pitch in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball over to Atiles. That's short. Throws the second one. Relay over to first in time. Twin killing, inning-ending double play. Just what the doctor ordered. 6-4-3 wipes the bases clean and will send us into the top half of the 7th inning. Terrifically spun up the middle, but a great spot there from Dalton Barham to get himself out of a jam. We head to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Top of the 7th, Yalls back here, down 7-0. First pitch from Armani Smith is laced down toward center field, but snagged by the center fielder McNeely. Or actually, that's Roberts now out in center field. One away, 1 pitch, 1 out for the new pitcher. And Albert Cuello Batista. Albert Cuello Batista. Brings up Brendan Bobo, one of just 2 hits for Florence. Was the Bobo single back in the 2nd. First pitch misses downstairs. Wild Things have thrown a new pitcher each inning after the 3rd. (1-0) in there for a strike. Dots up the outside part of the plate. The 1-1 misses downstairs. 2-1. The kids started to leave around this time last time, so might start to see them funnel out of the ballpark. 2-1 misses upstairs. 3-1. Still waiting to see Brendan Bobo really get a hold of one. See what that left side power does for him. The 3-1 misses downstairs. So for those tuning in, The Yalls will be broadcast on Home Team Network this year. And I can tell you a little bit more about that Home Team Network and how great it's going to be. I mean, it's just everything that Flow should have done that they didn't. First of all, it's sending equipment to every team. So every team in the league all has the same equipment. So they're all under the same setup. It makes it infinitely easier for anyone working on it over at Home Team Network. They know what equipment they're using. That's thing number one. So they sent it all over, and then they also boosted the broadcast. It's a 5-camera stream this year. That coveted center field camera is now out at the Florence Yalls Stadium. It looks beautiful. There's a high home, and then there's a camera that cuts across third to first base, so you can see across the infield. Those are the 3 mounted cameras. And then there's 2 stationary cameras. One is a wide-angle shot of the stadium, and then the other is a commentary cam, so you guys can see me and Preston in the booth for pregame, postgame shows. Maybe if we cut in for a in-studio segment, you guys will be able to, take a live look at us, which would be very cool. All of the games are produced remotely. Swing and a miss strikeout from Michael Quinones. Brendan Bobo is over at first. First strikeout, 2 away now. Brings up Sergio Gutierrez, or actually it's going to be Sean Lynch making his first at-bat. He's in for Gutierrez. Lynch was acquired in the Frontier League draft. Grounds it up the middle, threw for a base hit. First pitch swinging, Bobo going to stop over at second. Soft grounder from Sean Lynch gets his first hit as a Florence Yall. Runners on first and second now. The first time Florence has had runners at second all game. Let's see what they can do with it. It's Luis Atelli's at the plate. He's 1 for 2. So it's all produced remotely, so no one in the Florence press bucket has to do anything. It's, I can see the monitor, I can see the camera switches. It's all produced remotely, and they're switching the camera angles. They're running graphics, which are great. The graphics are like MLB Network quality. There's a starting lineup graphic. There's a defensive alignment graphic. It'll show starting pitcher stats when you can cut to that. It's got lower thirds. It's great. A lot of good professional stuff there. So it's very professional. That one's punched out towards right center field. Well hit. Licori's going at it, and he makes a grab, chasing it down. Beautiful grab in the gap, and that will end the inning. Luis Atelli's tried one, just hung up a little too long. Yalls strand 2 on base, and we'll head to stretch time here at EQT Park, down 7-0. Florence sending out a new pitcher when we return here on Yalls Baseball Network. Bottom half of the 7th inning, stretch time here at EQT Park. Stretch time always brought to you by Beacon Orthopedics. Beacon, one of the largest and fastest growing orthopedic practices in the Cincinnati area. It's no wonder they're the official healthcare provider of the Florence Yalls. Beacon is returning in 2025, so you guys can expect to see their station at the ballpark. Ty Good is the new pitcher out on the mound for the Yalls. Right-hander out of the University of South Carolina. Joined the Yalls midseason last year, worked in as a starter, and I know they are trying to get him in the bullpen. He had not started games for South Carolina much. He did not start many games for USC. And I know he was coming off of a full college season, straight into professional baseball. It's tough. I know he was probably tired, and that's kind of what he was saying. He feels refreshed now. Off speed in there for a strikeout one, and if the Yalls can utilize him as a long reliever out of the bullpen, it might be that might be the spot for him. Big swing and a miss there. The batter is Jamir Hernandez. RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. It's an 0-2 count on him. Ty Good. Sideways windup. 0-2 pitch. Slow roller down the third base line and foul. We'll do it again. So again, if you're looking forward to watching some Florence Yalls baseball, Home Team Network is going to be just simply amazing. The wireless mics have never sounded better, for post-game interviews with players. And then also we're going to have a in-game interview with Chad. Obviously, Chad is no longer the third base coach. Harrison DeNicola is going to handle that. So Chad will be in the dugout. And, I know he wants to have some segments, some in-game interview segments. So we'll send Preston or myself down. That one's popped up first base foul territory. Over is Armani Smith, who makes the grab a couple feet in front of the wall, and there's one away. The other good thing about Home Team Network is that it is going to be half the price of Flow Sports, plus they're giving you discounts. I mean, there are discounts trickled all throughout the season. I know right now there's like a 20 or 30% discount going on right now for the annual pass of Flow Sports, or not Flow Sports, Home Team Network. So it is really good. I believe Flow Sports was $140 for the season. It's ridiculous. But now you're getting a professional broadcast for less than $75 because you're going to get a massive discount on it. So to me, that's worth the money. I know if you're a host parent, you guys get about 50%. So I guess if you're listening in the Florence location, it's, there's a bonus for being a host family. You're going to get a 50% discount. Season pass holders get a 30% discount. And then there's just regular discounts throughout the day. Off speed, swing and a miss. Strike 3 down for Caden Morton, 2 away. Ty Good is looking good. Through the first 2 batters, that off speed's working tremendously. Top of the order for Brett Roberts. Launched a 3-run homer his last time up. Y'all still trail 7-0. Now, I'm unsure if I will be able to do a radio stream. First pitch popped out in foul territory. And that one's snagged by Armani Smith. A 1-2-3 clean inning and quick from Ty Good. He looked phenomenal. We head to the top half of the 8th. Y'all's trail 7-0. We'll be right back here on Y'all's Baseball Network. Top half of the 8th inning, Yalls trails 7-0. Hector Nieves steps up to the plate for Florence. It's Nieves, Javier, Osabin due up for the Yalls, trying to at least get on the scoreboard here. They've only got 3 hits. Threatened last inning. Runners on first and second stranded there. Luis Ateles did punch one out deep to the right center field gap, but it was snagged down by Jeff LaCorey. Swing and a miss there, 1-1 to Hector Nieves. Melissa Hinkle chimes in the live stream chat. We are excited about home team and be a host family. It's awesome. I agree, Melissa, and thanks for tuning in here on this Thursday morning. Yeah, home team is going to be phenomenal. Our host families are already phenomenal. You can make them more phenomenal if you want to join. I guess I'll pitch out, be a host family. You do get a 50% discount. That one's skied out towards center field. Roberts tracking in the left center gap, trying to find it in the sun. He makes the grab, and there's one away. The radio stream is where I have the question mark. So you get all of this equipment from Home Team Network. For anyone that wants to, if they're not going to buy it at the discounted price, then they didn't give us equipment for a radio stream. So I would have to attach the old equipment, which I don't know if it plays nicely with the new equipment. So that's going to all be trial and error. So that's what I could say in terms of having a YouTube stream up all the time. As you can see right now, even just using the old equipment regularly, there was still a drop. Now that was because the Washington guest Wi-Fi dropped. So now I'm on their actual private Wi-Fi. So it's been clean ever since I restarted it. But even then, sometimes it didn't play nicely last season. New pitcher is coming into the game. I'll take the time just to keep talking here. That's why we have a delay right now with 1 out. Albert Cuello Batista is done. He goes 1 1/3. Allows 1 hit and 1 walk with 1 strikeout. No runs allowed. Number 27. Yeah, it's again number 27 who's not on this number list here. I guess it's Santiago Flores. Yalls down 7-0. It'll be Eddie Javier first to face Santiago Flores. But either way, that's where I kind of stand with the YouTube stream. I just don't know if the new equipment that Home Team gives us will play nice with the, first of all, my computer, but also, I'd have to set up our old Mixler and then kind of attach it to the Home Team Network. So again, it's all trial and error if we'll have the free radio YouTube stream. But I'm making sure that everyone knows when there is a big discount on Home Team because again, it's unbelievably cheaper than Flow Sports, and then plus a discount. I mean, you're gonna get it for like $40 for the whole season. That's a steal. Plus, like I said, it's a professional broadcast. A lot of camera angles, a lot of graphics. Very good stuff. 1-1 count to Eddie Javier, who's 0 for 2 today. Here's the 1-1. That one's popped out down the first base line. Out goes LaCorey towards the line and in the bullpen. Dives, but can't make the grab. Just a long strike, 1-2. So now if you are listening to that was my spiel on Home Team Network and, all the good things that it's going to bring this year. I would, if you're connected in the Florence Yalls community, everyone listening in, I would just pass along that information. There's going to be discounts. I'm going to let you guys know when the best discounts are. And you're going to get, if you want the Home Team Network subscription, you'll get it at a discounted price. Opening weekend, or at least opening day, will be free. So you don't got to worry about May 8th. I know that it will already be free. 1-2, misses upstairs. The annual subscription is like $74, and then when it's discounted, it's like 40. So it's definitely less. But say you're a season ticket holder, you're usually at all the games. Obviously, if you don't, care about the ones on the road, you just want to see some of the home games, there is a day pass. That seems pretty high for a day pass. It is $10 for just a one-day pass, but that's kind of the card you're dealt there if you're just going to buy it for one day. There is a month pass. I don't know how much that is, but either way, there's options, and there's ways to get it for cheap. That's all I'll say. Eddie Javier deals a walk there. Runner on first with one out. That'll bring up the top of the order in Blazo Sabin, the Blazer. He's 0 for 3 today. Strikeout, ground out to short, to ground out to first. Shows bunt, pulls back, and misses outside, 1-0. Javier with a 2.5-step lead over at first. That one misses upstairs, 2-0 to O'Sabin. Yalls trail 7-0 here at EQT Park. Bounces in the dirt, 3-0. Would be nice to have Eddie Javier and Blazo Sabin both on the base paths. There's some speedsters for sure. .30 pitch, fastball right down Broadway, 3-1. Steven Hrustich awaits on deck. Ty Good had a very clean inning. Runner takes off. That one's sent high and deep out towards left field. Legrand just going back, and he makes the grab. That'll send Eddie Javier all the way back. Wow, what a snag by Wagner Lagrange. On the run, going back. Robs Blazo Sabin of extra bases. There's 2 away now. Brings up Steven Hrustich. First pitch to Rusty, and off speed in there for a strike. 0-1 count, 2 away with a runner on first. Wild things in a straight up defense. The 0-1 misses inside, 1-1. Armani Smith awaits on deck. Pickoff attempt goes wild and ends up down the first base line. That'll be a free base for Eddie Javier, who now moves over into scoring position. Just an errant throw there from Santiago Flores. We'll take a free base. 1-1 count to Steven Hrustich. Yalls will head back home after this. They'll get a night in their own beds in Florence. 1-1 misses in the dirt. And then tomorrow around 1 p.m., they'll take a drive over to Evansville and play a night game against the Evansville Otters, and then return that night. On Saturday, or on Friday, and play a Saturday night game at Thomas More Stadium, May 3rd. 2-1. Foul straight back, 2-2. Both those games will be against the Otters, one on the road and one home. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball through the left side of the infield. Eddie Javier gets the wave around third. Throw goes to the plate, not in time. An RBI single from Stephen Hrustich. Yalls get on the board here in the 8th. It's a 7-1 ball game. Rusty comes through with an RBI. Good to get one on the board, even though you trail 7-1. Show a little bit of fight here from the Yalls. Maybe we can keep it going here. Armani Smith. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 away now with Rusty on first. First pitch misses upstairs, 1-0. Rusty tries a jump steal. Big swing and a miss there, 1-1. Rusty did have that timed very well, just didn't go. Misses inside, almost hits Armani Smith. He's able to get out of the way of it. 2-1. 2-1 pitch, off speed, misses upstairs. 3-1 count. Now, I would not be shocked if they send Ty Good out for another inning and then bring Darian Williams. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Flores just going to underhand it over to first, and that will end the inning. The Yalls do put one on the board, courtesy of an RBI single from Stephen Hrustich. They trail 7-1 as we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. We'll be right back here on Yalls Baseball Network. Yalls trail 7-1 here in the bottom half of the 8th at EQT Park. Ty Good back out for another inning of work. Set to face Jeff LaCorey, Tyreek Reed, and Andrew Check. The 2-3-4 due up for the Wild Things. First pitch fouled away. Darian Williams, like I said, he is going to get warmed up in the bullpen. Maybe this is an instance of just pulling Ty Good maybe in between an inning. I don't know. or we could just see the bottom of the ninth regardless of the score. That's something we did at home against the Wild Things. We actually saw the ninth and the 10th, even though the Yalls had already won the game. 1-1 misses downstairs. 2-1 count. Broken bat, shallow center field. Out goes Javier, in comes O'Sabin. It's Javier that makes the grab, and there's one away. Ty Good has seen 4 up, 4 down. A lot of weak contact and picked up a strikeout as well. Brings up Tyreek Reed, who's 1 for 3, singled and scored back in the 4th. First pitch and off speed in there for a strike. That Ty Good off speed is working very good. 0-1, another off speed, goes all the way around. 0-2. Could he throw it 3 times? Long time here. Finally, the 0-2 pitch. Sawed off, popped up right behind home plate. Lynch removes the mask and makes the grab. Right before the wall, there's 2 away. Sean Lynch, picked up from the Frontier League draft, got himself a hit, and now a nice play. Good day for Mr. Lynch. Wearing Zade Richardson's number 9 on this exhibition game. First pitch misses downstairs. That's not Andrew Check. Jake Sisto enters the game. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1. One pitch, check swing. Does not go all the way around. Looked close. 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Off speed in there for a strike. 2-2. He's got great control of that off speed right now. Looks like just like a 12-6 curve. Here comes the 2-2. Fly ball down the right field line. Well hit. That'll send Bobo towards the foul line and ends up out of play. We'll do it again. 2-2. Ty Good, middle of the rubber. The kick, the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, pops it up in the infield. Sean Lynch removes the mask. Right behind home plate, he makes the grab, a snow cone catch. Almost popped out. In a 1-2-3 inning. A lot of soft contact off of Ty Good. He sees 6 up, he puts 6 down. We head to the top half of the ninth. Yalls trail 7-1 here on Yalls Baseball Network. Brendan Bobo steps in for the top half of the 9th inning. It's a 7-1 ball game. Yalls currently trail. Bobo been on base 2 times today. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. Yalls scored their first run just last inning. An RBI single from Steven Hrustich. Felipe Lopez stays out on the mound for the Wild Things. That one misses inside 1-1. We will be playing a bottom half of the 9th inning, so Darian Williams will be able to get his pitch regardless. So even if the Yalls don't put up 6 runs here, you'll still see Darian Williams out there in the full defensive alignment for Florence. The 1-2 misses way upstairs. 2-2. Two pitch misses upstairs. A full count. A lot of kids still on hand here. Some cleaned up down the third base line, especially right near the Yalls dugout, but this time in the Florence game, I mean, there was only like a school or 2 left. That one's fouled away. Bases empty, nobody out here in the top half of the 9th. From the stretch, Lopez, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, off speed, goes right by Brendan Bobo. There's one away on the first strikeout for Flores. That'll bring up Michael Quinones. Quinones still looking for his first hit as a Yall in this exhibition play. He's 0 for 3 today. First pitch to him in there for a strike.
Did I write innings or did I say outs? Okay. You said outs, because I wasn't sure. For a second after you said that, I was like, oh, maybe I did say innings. I didn't mean innings.
The 0-1, fouled away down the first base line. Dalton Davis, the first base coach over there. Davis was just in the game today just to play a defensive first base. Was not hitting today. Just DHing for Quinones. That one's squared up and sent out towards center field for a base hit. Quinones gets his first hit as a Yall. That's just the 5th hit today for Florence. 1 out single brings up Sean Lynch. He singled his last time around. First pitch, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count to Lynch. He swung at the only 2 pitches he's seen today. One was a ground ball base hit up the middle. The other, that swinging strike right there. 0-1. Called strike, bottom of the zone there. 0-2 count. From the stretch, the 0-2. Fouled away down the first base line and over on the concourse. Again, the Yalls will return tomorrow and Saturday night. On the road against Evansville and then at home against Evansville. And that is all. I guess we're a week today from opening day. Next Thursday. How about that? Next Thursday, the boys will be in Mississippi, ready to take on the Mississippi Mud Monsters. Sean Lynch drills this one into left field that hangs up for Lagrange out there. Good piece of hitting, though. Now 2 away. Quinones retreats back to first. So a week from today, we got Florence Yalls baseball officially. The long 200-plus wait will be over. 200-plus day wait. First pitch, Luis Atiles in there for a strike. Here comes the 0-1, check swing. Goes all the way around 0-2. Flores from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch misses downstairs. 1-2. I don't know who Washington wants to throw. If they would play a top of the 10th. That's what we did. Of course, we had someone already scheduled to throw. I don't see anyone warming up in the Wild Things bullpen. The 1-2 misses way upstairs, 2-2. 2 outs with a runner on first. Yalls trails 7-1. Again, the game will continue into the bottom of the 9th, just so we can see Darian Williams pitch. Two-two. Check swing, doesn't go around. Full count now. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner takes off. That one's skied up down the third base line in foul territory. Third baseman is under it and makes the play, and that will end the inning. A single from Michael Quinones is all the Yalls will see in their top half of the 9th. We are continuing to the bottom half of the 9th. The Yalls trail 7-1. Darian Williams coming in for his inning of work. We'll be right back on Yalls Baseball Network. Darian Williams out on the mound. It's the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Yalls trail 7-1. Untraditional that you see a road team pitching in the bottom half of the ninth, even though they've lost. But that's what exhibition play is all about. Get the pitchers that are scheduled to pitch in, regardless of what it takes. So Darian Williams going to go out there and give a clean inning for us. First pitch misses upstairs, 1-0. The Yalls got 5 hits offensively to the Wild Things 10. Wasn't their night on the offensive side of things. 7-1 ball game. That one's popped up behind home plate. Sean Lynch tracking towards the dugout, and he runs out of room. 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fouled away. 1-2. Darian Williams obviously returning for the Yalls this year. D-Will, Texas native, out of Bryan, Texas. 28 years old. 1-2 misses outside. 2-2. D-Will from the Angels organization, trying to get back to affiliated ball. Still can touch mid-90s on that fastball. Struggled with a little bit of control at times, and then just some bad luck. Slow roll up the middle. Eddie Javier can't make the play. Infield single. It's actually Luis Atiles over there who was looking to backhand it or barehand it and couldn't get it. It was stuff like that. I mean, that's a routine ground ball that someone should have, and yet no one had it. Seemed like that kind of play was plaguing Darian Williams all season. He still pitched good. I thought he might have even got an All-Star nod. You know, at the All-Star break, his ERA was looking very serviceable. He was on a scoreless inning streak. That one misses inside. He certainly was a great pitcher to have in that 7th and 8th, and you know, kind of hold a lead. The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0. Comes the 2-0 pitch, hard hit into left center field that drops in for a base hit. Hrustich fields it, going from first to third, all the way throw. Tag applied in time. A bullet from Steven Hrustich bangs out Wagner Lagrange over at third. And that'll just go down as a single and forget about the rest. Just trading places with Wagner Lagrange, 1 away now. Gotta love to see that from Hrustich in mid-form, mid-season form. Just an absolute bullet from left field to third. Brings up Ethan Wilder. First pitch in there for a strike. Runner trying to time his lead over at first. Had a good jump, but didn't go. That one's a base hit into right field. Not going to try the first to third run this time. No one's running on Bobo. Now runners on first and second with 1 away. 3 singles in a row, still 1 out. That brings up Sammy Infante. 2-run triple his first time up. 1 for 3 today. First pitch fouled away. Like a young kid has a kazoo beneath us. From the stretch, the 0-1 misses just a little inside. The 1-1 count. Double play gets you out of this if you're D-Will. 1-1. Off speed in there for a strike, 1-2.
Make sure nothing is left behind.
1-2 pitch, misses inside, 2-2. Maybe that's what it is for Darian. You know, he's got control, or, you know, if he can have control of that fastball and his off speeds, maybe he doesn't have to throw the fastball as much, keep hitters honest at the plate. They're not just, you know, up there to time a, you know, mid-90s, upper 90s fastball. If he can get that slider, get a changeup working, then maybe that unlocks a new Darian Williams. Maybe one that's, you know, can return to that lockdown form or be that lockdown guy that everyone knows that he can be. It's a full count. Runners on first and second. Runners take off. Check swing, misses inside. Bases are loaded now with one away. That'll bring up Jamer Hernandez, an RBI single. He's 1 for 3 today. Here comes the first pitch. Misses a little bit upstairs, right at the letters. That one's in there for a strike. Fastball low and inside. Dewo trying to get out of this any way possible. Yalls have spun 2 double plays already today. Can they get a third? From the stretch, the 1-1. Ground ball down the third baseline and foul. One-two count now. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Slider fouled away. We'll do it again. A lot of these kids leaving. Oh, there's a Phillies fan. That's a guy with some good taste. Ground ball left side. Achilles diving play. Throw on to second, 1. Relay to first. Not in time. They do get a lead runner over at second. A fielder's choice. That does bring in a run. An 8-1 ball game, if you want to call it that. You can call it 7-1. Y'all's already lost the game, but I guess it counts for something. 2 away now with runners at the corners. That'll bring up Caden Morton. First pitch to him, misses upstairs. 1-0. Pitch, misses at the top of the zone. 2-0. Infield straight up, 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Runners still at the corners with 2 away. Just trying to get out of this. Two-one misses upstairs, gets away from Lynch, and a run will come in to score. That's one that Lynch should have had. Pass ball there from Lynch. Runner goes to second. A runner on second and a 3-1 count with 2 away. Caden Morton. Fastball misses upstairs. Bounces in the dirt. There's a walk there to Caden Morton. Runners on first and second. Brett Roberts at the plate. 1-0 count. Ground ball over to the third baseman, who's just going to tag third and get out of here. That was Hector Nieves with the play. Looked like it took a weird hop off of third, but that will end the inning and end the outing and end the game here for Darian Williams. It's a 9-1 final, if you want to call it that. 7-1 in all reality at the end of regulation here. The Yalls drop game number 2 here, but not too much to worry about in exhibition play. It's all about getting these reps, and saw some good pitching there from Ty Good. Got to see Eli Magic out on the mound, Blake Loubier, Dalton Barham, Darian Williams there. So you got to see some arms offense. A couple hits. Michael Quinones, Sean Lynch, Brendan Bobo got a hit. Some good things offensively. Just needed some more offense for sure. But that'll do it for us until tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be on the road with the team tomorrow. We'll take a look at that, but we will certainly be broadcasting the game on Saturday. I would recommend, if you're in the area, just to go to the game on Saturday. I would hope that by then home team is ready to stream the exhibition games. If not, maybe we can get a radio stream up, but your best bet would just go to the game. You can get in free if you bring in a couple cans of for the food drive. So super easy deal, real easy. So that'll do it for us here tonight. Tomorrow, if I am over in Evansville, that's a 6:30 start, I believe, in Evansville. We can clarify that on the Twitter page, so make sure you're following Florence Yalls Baseball on Twitter. But that would be another kind of radio stream like we did here today on YouTube. So just stay out on the look for that. Like I said, we'll get home, whenever we can today, and then Evansville we'd have to leave tomorrow. So we'll see if I'll be out there. But either way, make sure you're staying tuned for Friday and Saturday nights, because there will be exhibition games to be played. That'll do it for all of us here on the Florence Yalls Baseball Network. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm glad we were able to get a radio stream up for you guys to listen during the workday on a nice Thursday morning. So we appreciate having you guys here, and to all that commented in the chat, we're staying active. That is always great to see. So we will catch you next time, and hopefully if there's nothing on home team, we'll see you on home team for May 8th. Until then, y'all, have a good night.